Hello friends, I welcome you all to my cloud tutorials. So friends, in the last session we discussed how we can launch an EC2 Linux machine, how to connect it and also how to terminate that instance. And in this session I am going to walk you through how we can launch an EC2 instance based on Windows operating system. So without wasting your time, let's get started. So once you log in to AWS Management Console, the link I had already shared with you, just click, you can either go to services, and here you can see, since I had opened it recently, it's showing me. Otherwise you need to go to compute section, and here you can see it's EC2. Just click on it. This will bring us to this page. Okay, here we need to click on launch instances. Let us click on free tier so that we will be we will be using the free tier quota, which is applicable for 12 months following our sign up date. And let me select. You can see there are lots of Windows AMIs. If you go down, it's as per our requirement. We can select. Okay, so I can choose this one, which is very first, Microsoft Windows Server 2019 base. Let me select this one. Since we had selected free tiers, hence it has automatically picked up this T2 from T2.micro type, and it will be having 1 vCPU and 1 GB of memory post it gets launched. I will set it as default one, and I will go with the next, which is configure instance detail. Here on this page there are several details. Since I need to install only one instance, then one is fine here. Purchasing option we can ignore. VPC, since there is no other VPC that I have created in this region, and I want to go with the default VPC, so let me go with the VPC, which is default. In the bracket you can see default here. Subnet, there are several options. I will go with the first one, is US East 1A. Auto assign public IP. I want this machine to be assigned a public IP so that we can RDP. So in Unix or Linux we need to SSH, but however this will be a Windows based machine that we are going to launch. Hence we need to do the RDP in order to connect it. Okay, can go down. For now we can ignore the other things which are not, it doesn't impact for now if we don't select those. IAM role, yeah, none is fine. If we want to create, we can create directly using this click button. It will give some additional authentication to this machine. Shutdown behavior, there are two options. One is stop, another is terminate. So it means like if we shut down, it should either stop or should directly terminate. So default option is stop. Let me stick with that. Tenancy, I will go with shared. Network interfaces, just leave as it is. Under advanced details, yeah, there is a script. This is provision for the user data. Okay, if we need to enter some script, we can enter under this box, and that script will get executed as part of boot process. So I will directly click on next, which is to add storage. On this page, this is to get the root volume, and it will be having 30 GB of size with volume type as general purpose SSD, which is GP2. We can also go for GP3, IO1, etc., but I will be with this GP2 only. And even once instance gets launched, we can change it at any time, so that is not a problem. I will click on next, which is add tags. So this is a key value pair. Let this machine be called as Windows EC2, and click on next, which is configure security group. So here there are two options. First is create a new security group, another is select an existing security group. So in this case, let me create a new security group and call this as again Windows SG. and with the same description I will copy and paste it here. And this area, this section is for the rules. Here you can see, since this is Windows machine, so it identified the RDP should be there, which uses this port 3389, and the IP range which is given here, this is the source IP, you can see. So this is called as, you can say, is open to world. It means anyone from in the world can access our instance once it is launched. It will be open to accept connection from everywhere in the world. So that is the meaning of this IP range, and this is called as IPv4. If we give like ::/0, then that would be IPv6. So I don't want IPv6. I am fine with IPv4. Okay, so I'll click it this one. You can type it as description. I will call this as RDP rule for Windows machine. You can give any description here. And if we need to add additional rules, you can click on this button, add rule. You can select the ports which are required, and it will autofill the other details like protocol and port range. So for now I don't want that. I'll just delete this one and we'll click on next. You can ignore this warning which shows rules with the source 0000/0 will allow all IP address to access your instance. Being test machine, we can ignore this and click directly on review and launch. This is a final page to summarize the details we had selected earlier. If in case we need to change anything, we can click on previous button and do the changes and come back to this. Since I don't want to do any changes, I'm fine with the selection, so I will click on launch. So here there are option. This is for the key pair, so you can say this is for additional authentication. Let me create a new key pair. There are option, you can say choose an existing key pair. If we have already a key pair, then we can select, we can create a new, or there's another option is proceed without a key pair. So let me like click on create a new pair and call this as Windows key pair, and this will be with .pm file. And if it was Unix or Linux machine, then we need to convert it using putty generator. We had seen this in the last session. We need to convert .pm file to .ppk in order to putty to work. So this is not the issue with the Windows based machine. It will just go with the .pm format. I will click on download key pair. Yeah, so key pair has been downloaded, and now I can click on this, which is launch instances. So this will start initializing our instance launch. We can click on this view launch log to see what is the things happening in the background, like creating security group. It will start authorizing the inbound rule, that is RDP that we had put there. So it will authorize it, and after like initiating the launches, so this will happen in the background. And we can click on this URL. It will bring us to the main page of the instance launch. You can see this is the name that we had given is Windows ec2. If we need to change it, then we can click on this small button here, which is for editing, and we can change the name. So let me call it as say Windows test ec2, and I can click on save. So now it will be called as Windows ec2, Windows test ec2, sorry. Then this is the instance ID. The status is running state, and status check is the main thing here to see. There will be two checks, instance status check and system status check. Both should be passed, and once those are passed, it will reflect here that the checks are passed. The availability zone, etc. The public, since we have chosen this public IP address, so this will be DNS name. This will be the public IP address, elastic IP, IPv6 IPs will be blank since we didn't select that, and there are other details like security groups, etc. So if we want our instance, to be assigned an elastic IP, then we can assign it. If you can go down, there's an option there. This is the elastic IP. However, this will be chargeable. So you can say this will be a static IP. So right now, like even this public IP address, which is 54.88.91.75, this is not a static IP. This is, you can call this a dynamic IP. If I restart this machine, this IP will get changed and there will be some other IP will be assigned. So if I don't want to do that, then in that case we can assign an elastic IP. We should be there. Even we restart or instance anything, then it will be there. So it will take normally 2 to 3 minutes to instance to get launched, and once the status checks are there, so we can then launch our instance. Sorry, connect to that. So let's wait for a few more minutes and we will be able to connect to the instance then. Yeah, here you can see out of 2, 1 check has been passed, which is system status check, and another is under initializing phase. So these are basically, you can say, like these checks will validate whether underlying hardware or say ESXi host, everything is fine, and even the instance, what the instance status check will see about overall health of our instance, and if everything is fine, then it will turn to checks passed. So let's wait for a few more minutes. Yeah, it's still under initializing phase. Yeah, now you can see both the checks are passed, so we are good to connect to the instance. And first of all, in order to connect, we need to get a password with the key pair that we had downloaded with reference to this key pair. So let me do that. Let's click on this link and click on connect. Here there are 3 options: session manager. Here for that, like in order to connect with session manager, we need an additional agent which is called as SSM agent, which needs to be installed. Right now it's not installed, hence this option is not applicable for us. We can click on this RDP client, and first of all we need to click on this, like download RDP file. If we go down, there is a link to get password, so let me click on that. So now, since for this machine the key pair associated with this instance is Windows-kp, so I will click on browse. We need to either paste it or provide it that. So I will go to downloads and we'll select this Windows-kp. Okay, so this will be the format of that, and after there is a button called as decrypt password. Let me click on that. You can see the password decryption has happened. So this is the password which we need to use. Let me copy it and save it somewhere. We need this in order to connect to our instance. Yeah. So now the next step is, since we have downloaded this RDP file, we'll connect on that. So it will open this page and click on connect. Yeah, So you can say by default the user ID will be administrator and the password will be the same password that we had copied, that decrypted password. Let me copy and paste it here and click OK. Basic or personalized setting it will apply before it will give the screen to us. And yeah, finally we got this main page of our Windows server, and there will be one step after this will be it will launch the server manager. So with server manager there will be some basic additional settings it will be performed before we can start using our instance. So you can see it's still getting ready for us. It's getting configured, this local server. So if say in order for us to make this server as web server, even we can do that using this page. Okay, so once this gets configured we can do that. Yeah, you can see here we can add some additional roles and features. Yeah, so now you can see it's finally configured, and you can see there are several options for storage, etc., everything. So you can see here, see the volume that we had given to this machine. You can see here it's 30 GB of volume. Out of that 14.5 GB has been used, it's free, and rest was used by the operating system and other processes. You can see there are several options out there. So now let's try to make this server as a web server. It's a very simple, like there are few steps only that we need to do. For that, click on manage and click on add rules and features. So add rules and features, then click on next. The installation type, there are two options, role based or remote desktop services installation. I will be selecting default and will click on next. Yeah. Now this is like we need to select the server. So this is our server that we need to install. I'll click next, and on this page to add the server roles we need to go down and select this option, which is web server IIS. Click add feature. We'll click on next button now. Click next, roles, services. Yeah, you can click on next, and now it will ask for the confirmation, and then click on install. So I'll click on install, and it will start installing all these things you can see in order to make this server as a web server. So we will see how that can be done. Let's wait for this installation to get completed. Yeah, so it's showing as installation succeeded. Okay, click on close. And now let's validate how it's showing as web server. So for that we need to click on Internet Explorer, and here we need to enter as localhost. now you can see this Internet Information Services. So this server has been turned or changed now into a web server due to that role that we just, yeah. So you can see it like that. So this is finally, like, we have changed it to web server. So friends, that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed the learning. Like there is something new. I hope you learn to learn today in order to install a Windows-based machine, to connect it, and don't forget to terminate the instance. In order to do that, just go to our instances page. Click on this our machine, go to instance state and click on terminate instance. On the confirmation, just click on terminate. So now it will start shutting down the instance before it shows us as a terminated state. Yeah, this will take another 1 minute. Yeah, so it got terminated. Yes, so friends, that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed. Okay, so stay tuned. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's Cloud with Mohsin. So that you will be up to date with the what are the cloud tutorials in future. So in the next session, we will see how we can assign additional volumes to the instances and how we can format it and use it on the ec2 instances. So thank you and take care. Bye.